Now let us solve the question using Venn diagram. In a town of 1,000 families, it was found that 40% families buy newspaper A, 20% families buy newspaper B, and 10% buy newspaper C. 5% families buy newspaper A and B, 3% buy B and C, and 4% buy A and C. If 2% families buy all three newspapers, find the number of families who buy only A newspaper, only B newspaper, or none of the newspapers. Okay? So let us see. Let us suppose this black circle denotes the number of families who buy newspaper A. Okay? And here we are being told that number of families who buy newspaper A, it is 40%. 1,000 total families, total number of families is 1,000. So this whole rectangle denotes our universals here. That is, we have total 1,000 families here. Okay. Now, out of these 1,000, 40% buy newspaper A. So 40% of 1,000 is 400. So this circle denotes the number of families who buy newspaper A. Okay. Then we are being told 20% families buy newspaper B. So number of families who buy newspaper B, it is 20%. So 20% of 1,000 is 200. And let us denote the circle B. So this circle, this B, it denotes the families who buy newspaper B. Okay, this is being given. Also, we are being told that 10% buy newspaper C. That is number of families who buy newspaper C. It is equal to 10. 10% of 1,000 is 100. Okay, so let us draw circle C also here. Okay, so let me try to draw the circle C. So this red circle denotes the families who buy newspaper C, and number of families who buy newspaper C is 100. That's been given us. Now we are also being told that 5% families buy newspaper A and B. That is number of families who buy newspaper A and B. It is 5%. 5% of 1,000 is 50. That is newspaper A, newspaper B. So this region denotes our what we call the number of families who buy both newspaper A and B. So it is, how many are there? 50. Okay, so let us give number of, here we have A is equal to 400. Number of families who buy only B newspaper, it is 200. Number of families who buy newspaper C, it is 100. Now number of families who buy newspaper A and B. So this circle, this lens shaped circle, so its area is 50. So I don't have to say 50. So this whole area, okay, it is 50 here, who buy both A and B. Also we are being told that 3% buy B and C. So number of families who buy B newspaper and C newspaper, it is 3%. 3% is 30. So B and C, so this area, let us denote it by, so this is 30 here. Also 4% buy A and C. So number of families who buy A and C newspaper, it is being given us as 4% of 1,000 is 40. So this area between A and C, so this is the common area between A and C, so its area is 40. So don't get confused. This 40 is not this very triangular looking shape. It is the area of this is the common region. Okay, I cannot show all the things on this because I have the limited space or limited constraints in terms of colors and how to present it on the tabletop video. Okay, also we are being told a number of families who buy all the 3 newspapers, it is 2%. That is number of families who buy newspaper A and B and C, it is 3% means 30. Now the question, so this area which is common to all the 3 circles, it is 30. Okay, now what we are supposed to find out, we need to find out the number of families who buy only A. Okay, so what is the region that denotes the number of families who buy only A? So this will be this very region. Okay, this will be, it will denote the families who buy only A newspaper. So it will be equal to, so number of families who buy only A, it will be equal to then this whole circle. We know that this whole circle is 400. From this we subtract this region first. Okay, since we need to find out this thing, so we need to find out, subtract this thing here, so which is 50 here, the comma region. Then we subtract this thing, which is 40 here. Now when we subtract these two, we need to, okay, I guess I have done a mistake here. So 2% families buy all 3, so it is 20 here. Okay, it is 20 here, 20 here. Now when I subtract this region, then this region, now this region is subtracted, it gets double counted, so I have to subtract this, I have to add this here. Okay, so it will be equal to 400 minus 50, so we have 90, which is 310, plus 20, which is 330. So 330 will be the families who buy only newspaper A. I hope you are getting what I am trying to say it here. So if this whole circle, so from this whole circle, when we subtract this thing, and then when we subtract this thing, then we have to add this thing because it gets double counted here. Okay, that's why I have written plus 20. So I am showing you, so there is, as you know, formula here, but using Venn diagram, it is it looks easy to solve them. Rather it is easy to solve using the Venn diagram because it saves a lot of time here. Now can you tell me the number of families who buy only B newspaper? Again, so this whole blue circle, it is 200. Okay, remember what I am trying to explain. So this whole denotes 200. Only B will be this very region. Okay, from this circle I will subtract first this length. Okay, 50. Then I will subtract this length, which is 30. When I subtract these two lenses, then I have to add this 20 because it gets double counted. So only B will be equal to so 200 minus 80 is 120. 120 plus 20, I guess it is 140. Sorry if I cannot do the calculation right. Okay, likewise, if we were told to find out the number of families who buy only C newspaper, so since it is not in the question, but we can also find out that very stuff here. So only C will be this area, so it will be equal to it will be equal to only C newspaper. It will be equal to whole circle. So number of families who buy newspaper C, which is 100, minus, then we have to subtract this lens and this smaller one, then add the smaller one. So from this we subtract 40, the number of families who buy A and C, minus this 30, the number of families who buy B and C, and then I have to add the number of families who buy all A, B and C. Why? When I subtract this thing, I am taking this into account. Likewise, when I am subtracting this thing, I am taking this account. So I have to add this 20, okay, to get rid of the overlapping. So it will be equal to 100 minus 40 minus 30. 30 minus 20, which will be equal to 10, I guess. Okay. We are also being told find out the number of families who does not buy any newspaper at all. Okay. Since we know that 400 families buy newspaper A, 200 buy newspaper B, 100 buy newspaper C. This region, because this region denotes 1000, from 1000 we subtract these three. That is, if I have the space here, so who don't buy at all, none, that will be equal to total number of families minus number of families who buy A union B union C. Or simply, since we have 200 here, so 1000, there are 1000 families. From this we subtract the number of families who buy newspaper A, who buy newspaper, subtract B, and who buy newspaper C. So 1000, so it is 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 700. 1000 minus 700 will give us 300. So 300 are those families who do not buy any newspaper. That is this very area outside the circles.